Okay, now I'm gonna show a couple of passes from half guard. From here, like I said before, you always have to have an underhook on the opposite side that I'm passing to. So I wanna make sure my underhook is nice and deep here, hooked on the shoulder while he has my right leg trapped. Now from here, instead of just putting pressure up here like this, I'm gonna change it up a little bit. I'm gonna put my head to the opposite side on the mat and then drive it over. As I do that, I walk my hand nice and tight, get my hands together here so that his head's pinched tight against his shoulder. I'm gonna keep my knee on the ground, bring my foot up here and tuck it in. Now, instead of pushing so hard on the legs, I'm gonna drive my pressure forward on the head so that it makes it easier to drive my knee through, okay? Once I do that, I step out, sit my hip through. Now I can let his head out and sit through to side control. From here, again, I can either underhook the head or overhook and bring his head close to my thigh. Okay, so again, I have an underhook. I want to move my head to the opposite side. I'm going to move it to the side that I'm actually passing to and put my head on the floor. From here, drive over to the side, walk my hand in deep, and then I want to grab my hands together. The head pressure here is important. I'm not just kind of keeping it there. I'm driving real hard, put my foot in here, and I'll bounce on my foot to get his legs open and drive my weight forward on his head. Once I scissor my knee through, step out, scoop this arm up under my armpit. Once I drop my knee, now I can let the pressure off his head and sit back through to here. Again, either underhooking the head or overhooking, tucking it nice and tight up against my hip. Okay, again from half guard, this time I'm gonna straighten my leg, switch my body across his over to the other side. Okay, he has my leg trapped in here. I don't wanna keep it down here. I'm gonna walk my foot up nice and high here, okay? From here, scoop his foot, hold it nice and tight, get my foot up a little higher. I can use my forearm to push his thigh so that my knee comes out. Okay, now my knee's free here, but my foot's still stuck. So what I wanna do is kind of lean on this a little bit so that he resists. I'm gonna keep my hip heavy on him, pull on his foot so he resists just a little. As soon as I let go of his foot, I'm gonna step my foot out, okay? Block his hips, scissor my leg through, keep good grip on his arm here, and make sure my hand stays tight against his hip so he can't put me back in guard. Okay, so one more time. From half guard, I sprawl my leg out, sit my hip onto his body, hook his arm up here. Okay, now I'm gonna walk my foot all the way up as close to my hip as I can, so that I can scoop his foot up and hold it nice and tight. I'm gonna lean my weight onto his body. As I pull on his foot here, 9 times out of 10, he's resistant by pushing away, just like that. As soon as he starts to push away, come back. As soon as his foot starts to push away, when I'm pulling, I'm gonna step just like this, get my foot free, okay? When I come up, don't come up with your foot this way. There's only a small hole for me to come out of. So as I do that, I point my toes, yank my leg free, step to the mat. My hand's gonna block his hips, switch my legs back to side control, keep my body nice and heavy on top, and keep his arm scooped up here. Okay, this one's called the footwalk knee slide pass. From here, I'm gonna sit through just like this. I'm gonna walk my foot up, okay? As soon as I can get, if his leg stays high and traps my knee, that's fine. He doesn't have a lot of leverage here. I can use my forearm to push it down to get my knee free. As soon as my knee comes free, I'm gonna try and drop my weight to the floor and underhook this side, okay? He's probably gonna try and put my knee back into guard. As he does that, I lift my hip, drop it over to the other side, step my foot out, scoop up his arm, and sit through to side control. So from here, first thing, I want to switch my arm to the other side, sit my hip nice and heavy on him. Okay, I walk my foot up until I can get my knee free. As I get my knee free, I want to drive my weight to the floor until I get my knee on the floor, and he's going to start to defend by pushing on my knee. As he pushes, my hips are going to come up, switch to the opposite side, and drop my knee on the floor over here. Step outside, overhook this arm nice and tight up into my armpit. Sit through, make sure my underhook's good and deep. Scissor back to side control. Now again, I can either underhook the head or scoop his head up nice and tight to my hip. Okay, from here I'm going to show you a couple different ways to get your legs free from a lockdown position. A lot of times guys will try and fight against it and pull their leg out. And if he has the pressure right, you know, all it's going to do is hurt my foot. So what I want to do, bring my forearm in front of his throat so he can't follow me. And then as he locks my leg down tight, I'm going to slide my leg and let it go with it. Okay, I'm going to straighten my leg out just like this. I'll lock my knee, walk my foot up just like this till my knee comes free. Now I can sit back through, bring my knee up close to my body, where I can start to fight and get my knee free. So again, he's got my leg locked down nice and tight. My forearm comes in front of the neck so he can't follow me. I'm gonna slide down this time. As he locks my leg out, go with it. Straighten my leg out till it's free. Okay, now from here, sit through, walk my knee up, get my foot up as close to his hip as possible so I can pop my knee free. Okay, from here, I can scoop the armpit up, drop my knee to the other side, sit through and pass, and switch back to side control. Okay, again from lockdown, the guy has my leg locked down nice and tight. The first thing I want to do on this one is I'm going to bring my leg up here. I'm going to sit off to my hip and bring my leg as close as I can. Okay, even if he has my leg pushed down real tight, as long as I turn my weight over on the side, my leg's going to be safe. I want to pull his leg up and walk my hand. Okay, I'm going to switch to the opposite hand, grab onto my ankle, lift my leg straight as I let that one go, dropping my foot down. Okay, from here, all I want to do, get my leg free, sit my knee up to the other side, underhook the underhook, drop my hips, scissor through back to side control, and trap the head. So again, he has lockdown on my leg. I want to turn, sit my weight off to my side. Okay, my knee's nice and tight up against his hip. I want to reach for his foot, pull it up here as close to his butt as possible, hand it over to my other hand. Okay, from here, I'm going to grab my ankle, straighten my leg at the same time I let go of his leg, bringing my leg around the outside of his foot. From here, push his leg down, get it off of my knee, scissor my arm, underhook, lift my hip up, drop my knee to the other side, step out, my hip gets lowered, sit through, back to side control, then trap his head nice and tight to my hip. Okay, this time Dave has an underhook here and he has a deep half guard underneath my leg. As he starts trying to sweep me or come out the back, from here, I want to push his head down, post my hand on his head, step my leg around. Once I get my leg around, I want to reach back to get the underhook here, drop my weight down. Okay, from here, kind of cross face to get his head out of the way, sit my hips through, and come back to side control. Okay, again, he's got deep half guard on me. As he starts to bring me up and come out toward the back, okay? I don't want to let him sweep me, so what I need to do is post my hand on his head, bring my leg past his head. Okay, once my leg comes past, I can take my hand out, reach for the underhook. All my weight sitting heavy on his chest. Slide off to the side, cross face so I can bring my legs back around and get upside control.